Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling start to your Tune Up Tuesday and to the first day of December. Yes, this is one of my favorite months of the year. In fact, it is my most favorite month of the year. I have 12 favorites, but this is my most favorite because it is such an incredible, magical month. It's my birthday month. It is also Christmas, which I absolutely love that time of year. I love that time of year of the Christmas carols, all the Christmas trees, the decorations, and everything. And this month December also would have seen my 22nd wedding anniversary as well, if Brad was still with us. But so it is a very magical month. There are a lot of birthdays happening in this month in my family. On both my side and Brad's side of the family, there is a lot of birthdays going on in this month. And then you add in our close friends, and we've got almost every day covered with birthdays and wedding anniversaries. There's 3 wedding anniversaries in this month alone, just between my mum's sister, my dad's youngest brother, and of course Brad and mine wedding anniversary as well. And then there's oodles of birthdays. Some people have heard me recite my December birthdays, and it is quite horrific when you think about it. But then I've heard other people, like, they have the same thing, but in like July or June or May or September or something. Although September's starting to catch up pretty much quickly with December. So welcome to my birthday month. And if you have a look at my profile picture on my Facebook page, you will notice that I have changed it. That picture of me was taken when I was about 2. And if you look, you can see the spark in my eyes. So it's always been there. People always ask me, where did you get your sparkle from? And every time I put that picture up for the month of December, I always look at that picture and go, that spark has always been there. It has always been there. It needed to be nurtured to come out and truly, truly shine as much as it does today. But that was a lot of tune-ups along the way, a lot of life experiences that help fine-tune everything, which fits in very well with our Tune-Up Tuesday theme today. So it's all about making tweaks and changes. Sometimes it is a major overhaul, as we know, because sometimes when you take the car in for a regular tune-up, they may find something that needs replacing. You might get some weird noise that they've got to figure out. So you're not just going in for a little tune-up, you're going in for a massive overhaul in some cases. And depending on the age of the engine and how well it's been maintained over time, tune-ups could be very quick and very easy, or they could take some time. And tune-ups in life always take time. Do not expect things to happen overnight. If you decide that you're going to go and do something major in your life, do not expect the results to happen overnight. You have to take it step by step. It's like people always, one of the things I love is say taking Facebook Lives, for example. I hear people constantly turning around and saying about how, oh, I want to start doing a Facebook Live, and we're just sort of like, well, start doing it. Oh, but I need some practice. And it's sort of like, you're never going to be perfect on a Facebook Live. Absolutely not. I mean, you guys have seen my Facebook Lives. We're up to day 488 in a row, plus the ones I did well before then. I've got over 1,000 videos on YouTube. Do I still screw up? Abso-freaking-lutely. There's some hiccup, something happens on the way, and when you're going live, you just got to go with the flow. When your brain goes out the window when you're live, then, well, you got a puppy that decides to start wanting to get attention of people outside, or get your attention, or decides to play and run and all of that sort of things. It's life. You will never be perfect at doing videos, so stop the practicing and just get on there and get it done. And that's where the tune-up thing comes in. It's that mental tune-up. You're getting in there and you're scraping out the negative stuff, putting in the positive stuff, and scraping away the fear. I don't even remember the first time I did a Facebook Live. It probably really sucked. And I've done Facebook Lives on and off over the last 2 or 3 years. And it wasn't until July last year when Casey came to me and he says, I'm going to challenge you to do a Facebook Live once a day for a year. I went, okay. Not realizing at the time what it entailed. Did I already have some Facebook Lives under my belt? Absolutely. But, you're not going to get to number 488 with the other 487 without doing 487 beforehand. And is your first video going to suck? Absolutely. There's no such thing as the perfect video. Something always goes wrong. Even if your audience doesn't see what goes wrong, you yourself know that, oh, I forgot to say that. But as somebody taught me one time, that when you're doing any presentation or any speech or something, if you are the only person in the room who knows what you are going to say, unless you've got somebody that's following along on a script to change slides for you, or to cue music or whatever, you are basically the only person in the room who knows exactly what it is that you're going to say. If you miss a piece, nobody knows. Nobody's going to know. If it just flows, if you just carry on and the flow is there, nobody's going to know if you miss anything. Only you. So to everybody else, you've got this perfect practice speech, yet in your brain you go, oh my God, I screwed up. I totally forgot to mention this, that, and the other thing. So what? Save that little bit of information, do another live later on. But during this 488 days, I'm close to 1,000 videos, 1,000 Facebook Lives. Sorry, I got a piece of hair. See? Just that. Piece of hair just fell on my eye, and it was annoying me. See? They don't go perfect. But how did I get there? Well, March 17th this year, which is St. Paddy's Day, I got fed up with all the negative feed that was coming through on my Facebook page, and I suddenly remembered that what I put out, I get back. So obviously I was putting out some negative vibes and all that, and I made that decision there and then that right now, as of that day, I was going to do a second Facebook Live in the mornings. Every morning I was going to do a Facebook Live and put some positivity out there, because if I put the positivity out there, it's going to come back to me as well. But also my biggest goal was, it was being put out there to help people have some bright sparkle in their day. It was to spread the sparkle. Simple as that. Let your light shine. Only you can light the fuse on your light and make it shine for others. Only you can lift that cover off your light so it shines the way for others to follow. And if you're hearing funny noises, the dog is now playing with one of her toys and tossing it. So see, nothing's perfect. But you just got to make the decision to do it. And it's that fine tune up. It's one step at a time. Get the first video done. Then go do the next video. I have a friend who got challenged to do a Facebook Live every day for a month. And he was so terrified that he would do them at like 2 o'clock in the morning when nobody was watching. But now you can't keep them off the lives. See, so it happens. You just got to develop that habit. So taking that one small step, and every time we do something to change something about ourselves or to do something new, it always starts with that first small step. And that doing something new or trying to change something in our lives, that's all part of our tune-up. And when we do that, just that little one tweak here, another little tweak here, another, and before you know it, you're in the middle of it all, and you're like, how the hell did I get here? Trust me, there have been times where I have turned around. I've been so focused on getting in and getting stuff done that I noticed none of the negativity that was going on around me. And I sort of like look up and go, what the heck are you guys talking about? You know, what's going on? And like, how did I get here? And it's because I put my head down and got, somebody wants to play tug now. Can you wait a couple of minutes? Nope. Oh, I've got to tell you a funny story about her in a moment. But anyway, back on track. But it's just taking those small steps and just doing those little fine tune-ups. You can't make a major change immediately. You cannot do a major change immediately. But you can take small steps that will result in a major change taking place. And that's what tune-up is all about. So funny story about Zeffie this morning. I got up like around 5 and it was cold. So it was cold because I had the heat on. The heat comes on when the temperature in the RV gets down to around 55. And so that was on. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to go back to bed and snuggle down for a little bit and read for a bit. So I did that. And Zeffie was laying there. And so I pulled her little blanket out from underneath her and basically bundled her up in that. And then I looked over at one, and then just before I was getting up, I noticed that she had brought her head out and it was sitting on top of there's a comforter and a quilt that's piled up there next to her, which creates this little hollow for her to sleep in at night. And so she was laying there with her head up on the little pile of quilts there. And so I started making moves to get up, and she suddenly goes, like, do we have to get up? You know, it's like 6:20 or something like that, and I'm making a finger. I've had my sleep in. I'm getting up, and I made that move to get up, and she's just like, That was all I heard from her. I looked at her and says, "What, you don't want to get up?" And she just looked at me and just closed her eyes. So that's my funny Zeffy story for this morning. But anyway, go have a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to December. Welcome to my birthday month. It is going to be an incredible month. Let's finish this year with a bang. It is going to be amazing. Yes, there has been a lot of stuff that has happened this year, but if you've had the right attitude throughout the year, you have kept your eyes open, the opportunities out there are immense. There are just an abundance of opportunities out there. So let's go out. Let's end this year on a high note. I don't care what's going on outside with all of the global pause that's going on right now. There's not a lot I can do to affect any change in any of that. I am going to control my area and my environment and the stuff that I have control of. And I am determined that I'm going to finish this year on a high note, better than I did on December 31st of 2019. December 31st, 2020 is going to be a complete year of, I mean, there's been a lot of change this year. I have undergone massive changes this year in myself, in my businesses. Not really in the lifestyle because I'm still living in the RV, but I've seen a lot more this year than I did last year with traveling around and everything else. So this year I plan to end it on a high note, finishing this year better than when I started the year. So make the decision to do that. You've got 31 days to do that, starting today. Today's the 1st. We've got to December 31st to turn this into our best year yet. What are you going to go? What can you do today to start making those tweaks and changes to help you have the best, to help you finish this year on a high note? We'll catch you guys later. Have a super fantastic sparkling tune-up Tuesday. Hekonera.